Hello, everyone, and welcome to Short Talk with Oxana Losevskaya. I'm a partner at SL Partners, strategy consulting firm, and today we'll be talking about metrics. A metric is a measure of organization's activities and performance. I'm delighted to welcome Ilia Sivak as our speaker today. Ilia has over 20 years of experience with Canadian and US financial institutions. He has an MBA in finance from Toronto Schulich School of Business, and also a member of both ACCA and CPA Canada. Ilia has recently built service-level scorecard for TO business of Royal Bank of Canada and contributed a lot of his time to the development of the ScorecardExpert application. Ilia, welcome.
Hello, everybody.
Let's start with our first question. What is a business metric? What is the difference between a metric and key performance indicator? It's over to you, Ilia.
Well, if you think about metrics, metrics track the status of a specific business process. Now, if you think about KPI, KPI is also a metric. However, the difference is that KPI track how effectively the organization is achieving its strategic objectives as set by executives. So in fact, a KPI is a metric, but a metric that carry much more strategic importance for the organization as compared to a simple metric.
Excellent, wonderful answer. And how to select metrics for organization? If you can give some kind of guidance in this, terms. Thanks.
Sure. If we think about metric selection process, now you understand that the organization does not exist in a vacuum. There's some business processes within the organization, some business activities. So when you think about the metrics, you need to keep in mind the following. What are you trying to tell? What is your story? And some of the examples can be, I, as a line manager, want to communicate a good story about my respective team, department, division to the executives. Another example of a message can be, I want to highlight the major issues before they arrive. So I know that I currently can run my business well, keep the lights on, but I know that if the business expansion of my company continues further, I would not be able to sustain the current level of service. And let's say 6 months from now, there might be an issue, such as if I'm a technology executive, I can run out of memory. So at the time, when I'm here at present, I want to be able to communicate to the senior level executives that 6 months from now we can run out of memory, and the service level will go down the tube. So I can use the metric to communicate this message early and to show how, over the course of 6 months, my servers would run out of capacity and will hit the wall, anywhere, from 4 to 6 months. So it comes to the third type of message where we want to request additional resources such as human resources or additional funding, whether to support the business expansion or to support the current operations.
It's fantastic. Thank you very much. It's an excellent example. Can you share maybe some additional, just give some additional example about the metrics? I mean that this one is very important, I understand. But if you talk about, let's say, revenue or P&L side, because we're all finance people and maybe more understand about that, if you can just give some example in terms of revenue, how you can apply metrics there.
Example of a financial metric, which would always be a great metric or a great KPI, is the variance of actuals to plan or the variance of forecast to plan. Now, if you are a revenue generating business, you can keep this revenue variance metrics. If you're not for profit, you wouldn't have the revenue side, or in fact, you would have the budget, coming from other parts of the organization, but you would always have the expense metric, and you can simply select the same variance metrics as variance of your expense forecast to actuals of variance of your plan to actual results.
Fantastic. Can you apply exactly the same, let's say, for your cost analysis or for other items on your P&L?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, you can use this metrics across the organizations, and it's not only a finance metrics, but you can use it for operational performance. So variance of your actual performance versus your plan, or variance your actual performance to your forecast.
So it means that you have to identify your key sort of performance indicators which influence your company's performance. It could be on the quantitative or qualitative level. Is it correct?
Right. Well, you can use this as a quantitative metric. Some of the other metric types are binary metrics. For example, your customer satisfaction. The customer can simply tell you whether he likes your service or not. So it's a binary metric, whether he likes it or he does not. And then you can set some quantifiable objectives. So let's say 70% of your customers like you and 30 not, and your target is to move from 70% to 80% over the course of a single year. So you would be tracking the progress across using these quantifiable metrics, but the customer, when he answered the question, he would simply give you a binary answer, yes or no.
And how often do you have to input data in order to track your metrics? I mean that, as I understand, you just you estimate the performance, business process performance using metrics. Am I right about that?
So it's very much depend on the type of organization that you have. So for call centers, the metrics might be tracked on a weekly basis or even on a daily basis. If we look at at a finance organization, the metrics would be tracked on a monthly basis. So it coincides with your financial cycle. For some parts of the organization, such as a PR department or the department that looks after customer satisfaction, the information would probably come on a quarterly basis.
Excellent.
And most likely for audit, it would be quarterly. You have to set your quarterly objectives and quarterly metrics to monitor the performance.
And do you have to in order to measure it, do you have to make like manual input, or could it be automated?
So again, it very much depends on the organization. If it's a mom and pop shop, you probably would want to input it manually. However, if you look at a large organization, then you will have to build the backbone of your performance management system, build the back end, build the front end, and create some sophisticated ways on how to onboard the information, collect the information across the multiple departments and the division, consolidate it, process it, and then upload it to a performance management reporting system.
Okay, excellent. Do you have some do you need some kind of separate system in order to present the information to the management, or you can just keep information for metrics in one place and for presentation purpose use another software, or you can put everything in one place actually, and to input the data, track your metrics, to track performance, the company's performance, and deliver it to the management?
So it comes back to the communication, to the message that you want to send across the organization. Of course, to the to management level. So if, for instance, if you have an informal performance review with your superior manager, with your immediate manager, then you don't need to create sophisticated reporting systems. If you are in a multi-billion-dollar corporation and you want to report your performance to senior level executives, then you need to tailor a message to the audience. Now, in a multi-billion-dollar bank, you would build a complex performance management reporting system and using such data visualization tools as Tableau, Microsoft Power BI, and then you would set certain level of security around the reporting process. So, for instance, the executives at SVP level would not see the same information as the CEO of the bank, or SVP would not see the performance management data for other divisions that he or she does not manage.
Fantastic. Ilia, just let me thank you for coming over today and sharing your knowledge about metrics. It's a very interesting topic, And I hope we will continue this conversation next time, and you will talk about scorecard, how we can build it up for an organization. And
yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate for you inviting me.
Thank you very much again. Thank you all for listening, and goodbye.